Yo, what's up? My name is Patrouski, and welcome to a PokeMMO money-making guide, especially for beginners. I think the most important time to actually make Pokeyen in PokeMMO is when you're a beginner. It's probably the hardest time to actually do so, and it's very, very true in PokeMMO that the rich get richer. It's an inevitable fact that you have to face. The more Pokeyen you have, the more you'll be able to make. So, I think it's really important to encourage and empower new players to make tons of Pokeyen. Today, I'm going to be testing something very cool. It's why I'm on an alt account with less resources. So this is the cool duder account. I've only got 104k or so, and I'm going to spend 1 hour testing a money making method. I don't know exactly how good this will be, but since I'm at 104k, it should be pretty easy to calculate. I am just simply going to be leveling Pokemon for profit. Now, I'm not at the best XP training spot in the game. I just have Hoenn completed, on this account. I have access to the Battle Frontier. I can head over to this location and we can ×5 horde Tentacruels and discharge them down with a Jolteon. None of this is very fancy. This is very, very acquirable by a new player. We're going to head over to the PC. We're going to check out those Larvestas because you can actually buy those Larvestas for around 7k, which isn't the cheapest thing for a new player. I understand it seems like a decent upfront cost, but Volcaronas sell for 32k and they seem to sell honestly decently. The first 4 only being listed within the past day. That's quite good. I don't want to list for this price because obviously 10 days, that one's been kind of chilling for a while. You want to watch out for that. You do want these to sell decently quickly. You don't want to overdo this as well. If you go try to XP train like 20 Volcaronas, it's going to take you a really long time to sell those. But if you go XP train like 5 a day or something, you could probably make really good Pokeyen per hour. It's also important to note that like the which Pokemon is best to do this changes all the time. It used to be Hydreigon, for example, but now Hydreigon's not worth very much Pokeyen. So just keep an eye out. Dragonite's been good in the past. Tyranitar. For whatever reason, right now, it's Volcarona. So we're going to go ahead and buy some Larvestas. Let's go ahead and pick up. How many do I think I can do in 1 hour is the question. I only have to level them from, also they're pretty high level. Like these ones, I'll buy all of these ones that are high level. These ones are level 1. Probably want to avoid those. But this like 51, 48, 49, 51, 51, 47. I'll buy all of those because I just have to level them up to 59 to get them into Volcarona. That's going to leave me with 61k. So we spent around 43k on those. How many Larvestas? There's even some more Larvestas over for pretty much the same exact price over on the third page or so at level 40 to 50. So we might go get some of those if it comes down to it. But for now, we've got 6 Larvestas we can go ahead and XP train. Just got to get them up to level 59, evolved into Volcarona. I'm going to go ahead and grab it from my party. So what you're going to need for this, you're going to need a high-level discharge Pokemon to actually be able to KO the Tentacruels. You could use a high-level Earthquake Pokemon as well. The problem is most new players for a high-level Earthquake Pokemon, they either have Tyranitar or Crocodile, and both of those are not good for this because Tyranitar sets up Sandstorm, which wastes time, and then Crocodile has Moxie, which wastes a lot of time, honestly. You're also going to need, I recommend it, a Teleport Pokemon to get back to the PC a little bit faster. You need 1 XP share, only 1 XP share for this method, which is very good. A lot of other methods require a lot of XP shares. And then you do need a Sweet Scent Pokemon. You don't need Sweet Scent PP maxed, but I strongly recommend it. PP maxes are 20k, but that's a PP maxed Sweet Scent Pokemon is a Pokemon you will use for your entire Pokemon career. It's so crucial. All right, one more thing I'm going to pick up before actually starting this loop from 1 hour and seeing how much Pokeyen I can make. I do want to go ahead and go pick up an XP Charm. I'm a huge fan of XP Charms. I think XP Charms are super, super beneficial. Now, XP Charm 100% are 60k, so they are more than double the price of 50%. I'm going to guess, I think XP Charms 100% are super worth it, but if you're leveling something for profit, and if I'm a new player, you know what, maybe I can't afford the 100%. I'm going to go ahead and go with the 50%, assuming that, you know what, I'm a new player, I can't really afford that. That's okay. You want to have some leftover Pokeyen. You want to, not put all your eggs in one basket. That makes sense. All right, so we've got our XP Charm, we've got our Teleport Pokemon, we've got our Surf Pokemon to be able to get on the water. We have our Catching Pokemon just in case of a shiny Tentacruel, and then we have a Sweet Scent Pokemon, and then we have our 1 Larvesta that will be leveling, and then every single time this Larvesta evolves into Volcarona, I'll teleport back to the PC, throw that in the PC, and grab another Larvesta fresh out of the box. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the timer and get started. I was gonna set up a timer, and you know what I realized? This is what I love about PokeMMO. The XP charm is just the perfect timer. It just has an in-game timer that lasts 1 hour. So you know what? Let's just go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it. Boom, XP charm popped. Let's go ahead and start doing our Sweet Scents. This is what your battles should look like. You go ahead and Sweet Scent with your Jolteon, or Sweet Scent with your Sweet Scent Pokemon. You use your Jolteon to discharge down these Tentacruels. The XP share is gonna put XP over onto your Larvesta, and it should be pretty solid. Now, you can actually get more XP on your side Pokemon like your Larvesta if you have access to an XP reamplifier. But if you're doing this money-making method, you probably don't have an XP reamplifier, and it's not worth buying one just to do this money-making method, in my opinion. XP reamplifiers are actually quite good after a few buffs. I used to think the item was not worth it. After a few buffs, I actually do think it's quite good nowadays. The problem is that it's pretty expensive. XP reamplifiers cost, I think, 1,000 RP, so it's essentially paying like 2.3 million Pokeyen just to be able to have access to an XP all / fancy experience share. So I wouldn't recommend it, but once you get to that mid to late game, probably late game, once you become a late game player, you may want to look to pick one up if you have the Pokeyen sitting around and tend to do a lot of grinding. But the other best thing about this method is that it's just so ridiculously AFK. I'm just going to go watch Asmongold react videos while I do this leveling. I'll see you guys in an hour. All right, here's our first Larvesta evolving into a Volcarona, around 7 minutes, technically 6.5 in. It does want to learn Quiver Dance upon evolution. Probably good to pick that up. I don't know if most buyers will really notice, but probably good just to learn it just in case. It's definitely Volcarona's most important move. We'll go ahead and take the XP share off of that, throw that guy in the PC, grab another Larvesta, and continue onward. Now, if that Volcarona sells for around 32k, let's go ahead and quickly do the mental math if I can. What are we making? Like, I think it's like 20k profit per Larvesta. So if we can make 20k profit, let's say every 8 minutes, let's play it safe, right? What's the math on that? 60 divided by 8 times 20k. That's 150k profit an hour, man. Like, that's what I look for. Like, I love stuff like this. I think money-making methods like this are fantastically perfect for new players. Like, you really, really don't need much to do this. 150k Pokeyen per hour as a new player. Obviously, don't flood the Volcarona market. I think that's a really important thing. I will say, and I always say this, whenever I make a video on a money-making method, it's very possible that money-making method becomes not as good for around 2 to 3 weeks. Check back on it after those weeks. Check back on it after a few months. Usually what happens is there's a little bit of hype, there's a little bit of interest in that money-making method. People do it, they kind of fill the demand, they supply the demand. Very basic concept, right? But then after that, people move on, they do different things, it becomes less good. This is kind of the rubber banding effect of the PokeMMO economy in general, is let's say, for example, let's say farming for Gibbles, 300,000 Pokeyen per hour. Well, we figure that out. Everybody goes and farms Gibbles. And then while everybody's farming Gibbles, Gibbles are being created and met, and now people don't need as many Gibbles, and now the profit per hour drops to 150k. Okay, well, while that's been happening, people haven't been farming Deanos, and people need Hydreigons for doubles and OU and for the Pump King PVM activity, right? Okay, so now Deanos are 300k per hour. Okay, so everybody ditches Gibbles, goes and farms Gibbles, and while everybody's farming Gibbles, while everybody's farming Deanos, Gibbles are slowly rising back in price. But also, oh my goodness, people forgot about Chansey. Well, now Chansey's worth money. Everybody go farm Chansey. And it's just kind of this like loop where like Pokemon recover. The market very much moves in waves, and you have to watch that as a new player, as an intermediate player, as a veteran player. Keep track of the Pokemon. The market's very complicated. You could spend your entire game experience just watching the PokeMMO market, and that's kind of the beauty of any MMO. There are tons of players who just sit there, watch the market, do flipping only, learn trends like that, watch things like that. It's very, very interesting if it's something that interests you. All right, went ahead and just finished the hour. I now have some Volcaronas over my PC, 7 of which is what I ended up with. I had to buy some extra Larvesta. There's one here I didn't get to, but we'll go ahead and probably just tack on like an extra 7k or something just to calculate that in. Guesstimated, we already guesstimated it's probably around 150k profit per hour, but that wasn't including the cost of the XP charm, so it might be a little different. Let's go ahead and just double check what our Volcarona's selling for at the current time. You would just search Vault and then do cheapest. I'd probably go ahead and do 32k, if not like 32,999. Some of these sit for a little bit, so you do want it to be pretty fair / reasonable. I'd rather just
rather just have this sell. So I'll do 31,999. It's going to be a listing fee of around 1,600 per. We've got 7 of them. We could just do the math. 7 times, we'll do 30K, right? And then it cost us, actually, we'll do 30K minus 7K for the costs, right? 30K minus 7K for the cost. It was 23K, obviously. So we just take that number and then subtract, and no, so we multiply that. 23K profit per Volcarona. We'll subtract the XP charm in a quick sec. We'll go ahead and take this number, multiply this by 7. That's how many Volcaronas we made. 161K. And then you subtract the cost of the charm, which is like, what, 18K? So this method, yeah, around what I guesstimated. You know, human error, a little less efficient long term. 143K an hour is the guesstimated profit for simply just XP training Volcaronas. Like, this is like an alt account level activity. This is like a very beginner friendly activity. I love when you can just XP train and make Pokeyen from it, because it's so fantastic for all types of players. Whether you want to just grind on an alt account as a veteran on a different device, whether you want to, or you're a new player, I think stuff like this is super, super important for beginners and intermediate players in PokeMMO. So hopefully you guys can use this strategy. Hopefully it's helpful to you to actually build up some capital and start playing PokeMMO, or you're just a veteran kind of doing on the side for fun, whatever it may be. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. Like it if it was, dislike if it wasn't. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. I do upload every single day. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, if my content has aided your PokeMMO journey enough, you can go above and beyond and become a YouTube member or a Twitch Prime, Twitch sub, or PayPal/Venmo donations. Really do allow me to make content. I couldn't do without you guys' tremendous support. So thank you so freaking much. Have a great day. Play PokeMMO. Have fun. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno. Hey, thank you so very much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me. And everyone on this list means even more to me for helping support the channel every single day. Thanks so much.